Hey everybody, I have been talking about this video now for about 8 weeks. Know you're tired of hearing about it and you are ready to see what has Trayce been doing for 8 weeks. So I'll start out by basically telling you about 8 weeks ago, I was pretty much 2 years in on a weight loss plan. So I had already started losing weight. However, I had just noticed that the things that I was doing in the past, meaning running on the tread or doing my dance classes, they were definitely still getting results, but at a slower pace. So I decided to kind of really sit down and create, and I researched, and I wanted to actually do a program. I had been working out with trainers. I had been in the gym. Definitely, I'm not discounting those that they did not push me forward in my goal, because they did, but I could tell in my body, I was really ready to take it to the next level. I was working out with higher level of weights, and I was just like, okay, so what can I do? I did research and kind of look into a program. I did find that program, and then I decided to tweak it with a little bit of a hybrid and kind of come up with a way that I personally could do it that would keep me motivated and keep me pushing. So I'll start out first with my diet. I get questions on this every day. I keep saying over and over and over again, I am not on a specific diet. What I decided to do was eat sensibly, meaning in the morning time, I eat breakfast. In the afternoon, I eat lunch. At night, I eat dinner. And in between those 3 meals, I eat snacks. Now, people say there is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to eat 6 times a day. Absolutely, you can. The problem why people think that they can't is their portion sizes are so out of whack or out of control that they're eating so much that you eat breakfast and then you're not hungry again, maybe until after lunch, where it's supposed to be time for a snack. So there are plenty things to be able to get, like a Bed Bath & Beyond, where you're able to measure out your food. I personally don't have to do that anymore because I can visually see. It's kind of like your body is a smart clock. It'll tell you when it's hungry. It'll tell you when it's too full. Sometimes we push past those things, but our body is extremely smart enough to be able to tell us what we can and what we can't do. So to give an example of a day, because people ask, there's no way I'm going to post out what I eat per day because I don't eat the same thing per day. I would get absolutely bored by doing that. I always start out in the morning. I have a 16-ounce bottle of water sitting next to the bed. I drink that before I get up and I start moving. I typically do hot green teas. The reason why, digestive health is just as important if you're trying to lose weight, and also it's just important for your health, period. So I typically do hot green teas with a little, I do lemon. Sometimes I do agave, sometimes I don't. It depends on if I'm really, like, if I've noticed how I'm feeling. I may sometimes just do the lemon because maybe I may be a little just too bloated from certain foods that I've had. So then I will only do lemon because I'm really trying to kind of get my digestive tract moving, or I will use a little agave or honey. But I try to make sure that it's just minute, because even though sometimes you're reading all these labels with organic, you really have to learn how to read labels, because a lot of sugar can sit in the body and actually cause fat. So I try to make sure that I minute it down. So say, for instance, something says 25 grams of sugar. If I'm trying to be very, very cautious, you can also, change the portion of what you have. So if something is a teaspoon for 25 grams of sugar, try half to only get 12. You don't have to look at the label and see 32 and then just freak out. There's always ways. Like if I'm drinking a juice and I see 32 grams of sugar, like orange juice, 1 cup, I think it's like 26 grams. So I'll get a half. I'm not going to stop eating what I want. I'm just going to make sure that I do it sensibly. So for breakfast, I may have an oatmeal, an apple, and water. For snack, I may do almonds and a fruit, maybe an apple at that time frame, or pear. I absolutely love pears. Then I'll do my lunch. I love fish. and a green, and I'll do water yet again. For snack, I may do some fruits, some Chobani yogurt, which I absolutely love, has 14 grams of protein, absolutely love it. Then I'll come back off in dinner, and then I may finish up with fish again, with maybe a salad, and water. I drink water all day. I very seldom drinks like fruit juices. I used to drink them a lot. Then I started realizing I was literally drinking the calories that I could have been putting forward towards food. I was drinking them, and that made no sense. Like I absolutely love margaritas, and then come to find out they're over 1,000 calories, and I would drink 2 and 3. Well, it's 3,500 units in a pound, and I'm drinking 3. I'm just drinking a pound plus the food. So I really had to sit down and figure out how my body, my lifestyle, what I was doing was going to change. And if you keep hearing me say my life, meaning we're all not the same. We all do not have the same schedules. You have to take the time to sit down with yourself to figure out what's going to work for you, what's going to work for your schedule. Me being an entrepreneur, a celebrity stylist, now dance fitness instructor, I get the opportunity to move things around. However, if you don't, we all have 24 hours in the day. You're more than welcome to get up early, and we all can figure it out. Even on the days that I do have to work, okay, I know I have to go bed a little bit earlier that evening, so then I can maybe have to get up at about 5:36 to work out. But it's about my level of commitment of what I'm giving to me. You can say things are too early, but then you have to say, do you really want it? Me working out early in the morning really worked for my body versus trying to work out late in the evening time when I'm sleepy and I'm tired. And I have 3 children. I have a husband. I run a business. I travel. That's just absolutely too much for my life. Some people, it works really good for them in the evening time. Me, does not. So I will definitely say, even though I'm about to tell you what my workout regimen is, this doesn't mean that you should start here. When I started, I was 275 pounds. I am now weighing in at 162. The body of the 162 is able to hold way more workouts than the body of the 275. When I first started working out at 275, I would get up in the morning. I worked out 3 times a week. I got on the treadmill for about an hour, and I burned. I tried to run. My body wasn't having it. I'd get a trainer who throw weights on me. And the one thing that I always say when people talk to me, one thing that trainers sometimes, and I'm not going to say, and this is negative, some trainers do, but from the ones that I personally got, they did not realize working out at 275 or heavier weights, your body already is a weight. So sometimes throwing on additional weights on that body was just entirely too much and would make me feel, because not just losing weight is about your body, it's also about this thing here. So it would make me feel like, oh wow, I'm not going to be able to do this. This is just absolutely too much. And every time I took back my own fitness life and tailored it towards me, I had way more success, because I knew, okay, my knee is hurting a little bit, Tracey, stop, slow down. Whereas if when I was with somebody, it was like, come on, keep pushing. Yes, it's good to push, but pain is not okay. Meaning pain to the point of ripping something isn't okay. Sore muscle pain, great, phenomenal, going to get you some results. However, that wasn't okay. And the more that I started to come down, the more I started to realize that I was able to increase what I was able to do, because number one, I didn't quit. And I've quit numerous times before. I've had this weight on me. My son will be 13. I've had this weight that entire time. So being that I had that weight that entire time, I kept trying to lose it. I kept going on fad diets, cutting out carbs, cutting out meats, cutting out, let's take a pill. That mess will work for a short period of time. But if you don't learn how to eat and work out and change your life, it's going to come right back. It did every time, and sometimes even more than what I was trying to lose. So fast forwarding back now to this last 8 weeks, because I'm going to now be posting a lot, and I'm going to be sharing website drops when May 13th. TrayceMadreRAW.com. I'm getting a lot of questions of what it's going to be. Not telling you. Log on the 13th. You'll be able to see. It's going to be a lot of things that I found that if I were able to have these things prior to like knowing how to work out or knowing things or people that help me, I would have probably did it in less than this 2 years and 4 months. I definitely, I'm kind of attached back to my old life. I used to run track. I used to be a cheerleader. I used to be a dance choreographer. I used to model, had kids, didn't understand this new life, let life consume me, and started gaining weight. And then it got to the point where people were like, is that Trayce? And then I had even asked myself that. We all have our breaking moment. And I remember looking over in the mirror and I was eating a Big Mac, looked over in the mirror at myself, half dressed, and was just teary-eyed. Like, this is me. I don't think I had actually really seen who I was or who I had become. And that was a lot for me. Still an emotional thing, because it's mental and it's physical. It's not just physical. But I realized that I got myself there. And then I also realized it took a long time to get me there. After I had my child, I was 225. So that means I picked up an additional 50 pounds just off of pure, not really focusing in on me. I'm eating all hours of the night, high in calories, whatever somebody says, that's what I'm eating, and I'm not working out. So it took years to put it on. I knew it was going to take some time to get it off. However, I decided to work in 10-pound increments instead of focusing on losing 113 because that was just too big. My mom always used to say, you eat an elephant one bite at a time, and that's what I had to do, was take it 10 pounds at a time and really make sure that I only kept people around me that were going to be supportive. And unfortunately, it started to dwindle down to being only a few. And then I just had to start pushing and pulling within myself. So now off to these 8 weeks. Okay. Started out with measurements. I want to say, I don't really remember right now. I think it was about 33 in the waist. I remember being 46 at the bottom and about 40 at the top. Was I happy? Was people saying me? Yeah, they were saying, Trayce, you look great. Don't lose any more. You're going to get too skinny. Don't listen to that mess. It's about you. And when you look in the mirror of what you want. So of course I was appreciative and I said, thank you. But when I looked in the mirror, I wasn't back to, a lot of people didn't know me then. I wasn't back to that athletic shape, that athletic build that I personally want. And that's what I went for. So I sat down, figured out what timings I was going to eat, not necessarily what I was going to eat. I only planned out what I'm going to eat on Sundays. So I would have to sit down and figure out what Trayce can do. And what did Trayce like? Well, Trayce likes high endurance training. Trayce loves to dance. Dancing is highly underestimated, especially if it's done correctly with some fitness moves. I have burned 800 to 1,000 calories in a 1-hour class. Easily. Then I started figuring out compounding it. So if you follow me on Facebook, or if you follow me on Instagram, or if you follow me anywhere, you'll see I go multiple times a day. Well, that was my hybrid. So I picked out this program. Then I picked out some additional dance classes. I removed out the weights because, yes, you can't overtrain yourself. However, I wasn't lifting weights. I was doing cardio. You can do cardio absolutely every day. So I just wanted to eat and burn and eat and burn and eat and burn and eat and burn and burn and burn and burn. And that's exactly what I did. So I started out in the morning. I got up and I worked out. On my off days, I'm off Sunday through Wednesday. So on Monday, I would work out in the morning. I would come home and I would eat. I would rest. I would take care of my children. I would plan out my evening. I would go back and do a Latin class and I would do a hip hop class. 3 days, 3 times. I would sometimes burn like maybe about 2,000 calories, 2,500 calories that day. Turn around, do it the next day, then the next day. Then when I worked on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I would just get up in the morning prior to work and then work out. So I did a total of 12 times in the gym and at home every week for 8 weeks. Didn't want to tell anybody because then everybody would go, oh my God, 12, that's ridiculous. I heard somebody tell me 3 to 4. Well, guess what? They weren't living with me and they weren't me. So for me, 12 times a week absolutely worked. And before you knew it, I was shedding, I was moving, I'm posting pictures. They're different from week to week to to week. However, I had been working out for 2 years, running, lifting, doing all this stuff. So I had prepped my body to get to that point. And I knew it was time to take things to absolutely the next level. And that's what I did. I went absolutely to the next level. Now, at the end of that, I have lost 27 pounds in 2 months. I swear, if I would have known what I've known now, just about the importance of cardio and trying to burn, definitely I use my body as a resistance. So my body itself became my weight. It definitely can be done. So now off to tell you what it is I did. For 8 weeks, did insanity. Oh my God, this program 100% lived up to what it was called. Oh my God. The fit test alone had me dying. The warm-up plan, I remember very first day, I finished and I was drenched. And then Sean T said, okay, so we got through the warm-up, and I sat down, cursed, and said, are you kidding? And that was that very first week. And I had already put in my brain, no, sister, there's absolutely no way we're going to quit on this. And I was doing those workouts at about 40%. Next week, 50. The other week, 60. The more I kept going and going and going, now I got to like towards the end about 80, 90% of the program, and I couldn't believe it. Even when we hit the second month, I was like, okay, when I get here, I'm ready. I've been doing this for a month. No. This dude took it to a whole nother level on me. And next thing you know, not only was I burning, but I was also building muscle, and I was cutting my stomach. I didn't do one sit up. And now I have a smaller waist. I have 3 inches of a smaller waistline. I'm still going, but I'm happy. And I said, okay, this 100% was for me. People ask me my proteins. I do my proteins 2 different ways. I've had some allergy tests that I wanted to get deep. I wanted to know what it was that was working in my body and what was not. And certain things like red meats, like I cut out red meat 6 months ago. I really just do fish. That works for me. And again, you can keep on here and say, that works for me. Stop asking what other people are doing and figure out yourself. We go to school for absolutely everything to learn how to do things. But then when it comes to us, we want to take someone else's plan. You have to find what works for you. For me, I do a brown pea and rice from Unikey Health. The Fat Flush Plan saved my life. Use a lot of their pills. Then here, which is what I'm using now, is my Shakeology. Another great. I love the fact that I can get my vegetables, I can get my protein, I can get my chia seeds, I can get everything in one shake. And sometimes I'm able to do this right in the morning, right before I get that first workout. And it gives me a whole bunch of extra energy, and also is helping and assisting me in losing weight. So I'm doing a multitude of things that work for me. Do I think you should cut things out? No. Like, say, for instance, to give you an example of when you're able to eat. If you start out, go clean out your refrigerator and say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to eat clean eating for the rest of my life. You are on your way. Unless you have the strongest willpower ever, you're on your way to out of here. Because there's no way you're going to be able to do that for the rest of your life. You're going to come across a pizza. You're going to come across some ribs. You're going to come across things that you're going to want. You got to learn out what's good for you. So do I eat pizza? Yes. How many slices? 2. Do I get anything else with it? No. Maybe some fruit, maybe some water. Maybe before I would have had some buffalo wings. I would have had 6 or 7 slices. And then I would have turned around and washed it down with 2 things of Coke. That's a terrible way of doing it. It's about just eating right. We overindulge. Stop that. Stop the overindulging. That will help. 100%. And then as you grow in this, because it needs to be a lifestyle change, as you grow in this, then start incorporating other things. Now, what I'm going to do, because I gotta go. Sorry, I think I've been on here for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to keep sharing. I promise. Now I'm taking it to another level again. No longer focusing on weight loss. I'm 162. I actually like my thick curves. Want to keep them. 5'7". Want it. So I am now starting Asylum, which is a program that's worse than insanity. But I'm ready now for sports training, and I will sign on, and I will talk to you about it, and I will show my results, and I will tell you what I'm doing, just to motivate. TrayceMadreRAW is going to do so many different things in fitness. My dance classes are coming in June. It will be online May 13th. Do not post on this YouTube video. Do not post on Twitter. Do not post on Instagram. And do not post on Facebook. Any questions in regards to what this will be until May 13th. After then, if you have questions, I'll be more than happy. But until then, not happening. I will tell you, TrayceMadreRAW, being that I used to be a choreographer, the dance classes will be Latin-based with reggae, soca, some hip hop, some funk, with some fitness. I will show you how to lose that core, how to tone those thighs, how to lift your behind. You will be a whole nother person after taking my dance class. I 100% can guarantee that to you. And I'm looking forward, and they will be posted on their website of actually where I'm going to be. So now, what I'm going to do is show you just one little snippet. I'm surprised I didn't even say this. I am a Beachbody coach. I decided to get into Beachbody because, number one, I was using the programs, and the programs were working. And I hear some people sometimes say, nah, that's not going to work. No, they didn't do the program. Sometimes the program may say 5 days a week and you're only doing 2. Well, the program is designed to work, but you have to work the program. You can't do absolutely anything without following instructions. So if you follow the instructions, do the plan, then you also incorporate it out with your Shakeologies, you'll be fine. In ordering things from me, my site will be available on TrayceMadreRAW, but if you're looking to get something before then, it's teambeachbodycoach.com/TrayceMadreRAW. I want to assist you with what program I think would be good for you. So if you want to talk to me, you definitely can email me at TrayceMadreRAW@gmail.com. But I wanted to take a little bit of time because I don't want to spend too much time on trying to sell you on anything, because that's not my style. If you know me, I'm not trying to do that. I wanted to hook up with something that I knew 100% was working. And that's the reason why they got me. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this and exit. Just to give you an idea, I found Shanti doing a little bit of his insanity on Tyra. So I just wanted to kind of show you, if you've never had the opportunity to see what the heck insanity was. So let me play this for you.
In and out. Good job. Good job. Then a really intense move. You come over, they're called 4 switch kicks. You're going to like a tricep position, and you're kicking your legs up. So it's called...
See, this is a workout that I did to tone up my abs. I love the fact that I didn't have to get down and do sit-ups. They're having a cute little moment.
I got you. Let me put that. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, so how do we get the Michelle Obama arms? Don't y'all want those?
Michelle Obama
The hard version of that.
I am on my way to those.
What I put you down here so you can show them how to do it. But
I want my version of Michelle Obama arms.
All right, so we go down to something that, I try to be very creative with my moves, so it's something you do differently. It's called a tricep bar push-up. You go into a V, you bring your knees in, you come in and you're working your triceps going down and up, just like this. So you really work.
You think Michelle Obama does those to the White House?
So you get the Sean T arms, all right? You guys can stop, don't worry about it. Okay. Then we do something else where we just turn our hands in, and it's just like that, like if your legs are in the air, like off the wall. You do. So this works your triceps and your shoulders, just like this.
All right, just wanted to show you a few. If you want the opportunity to see what this is like before, I'd also tell you get on YouTube and Google. There's a lot, like that first switch kicked my tail, however, has lifted my butt 2 inches and also toned out my waist. So I even do them sometimes just before, like if I'm waiting in between 2 dance classes, I'll do a few. So I look forward to really, really filling this YouTube channel. And it was too cute. He talked about the Michelle Obama arms because that's what I wanted. Well, actually, when she got in the White House, I was like, okay, hold on. Have y'all seen her arms? So I'll even show in mine as of right now. This is what I'm working on. I used to hate these things, and now they barely freaking jiggle. So I am going to be posting more. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to be posting my first workout today. Love how these go because there is multiple DVDs. So today I'm on speed and agility, and I will be posting how this is. I haven't the slightest clue. Am I concerned? Not really. A little, but not really. Just because I know that I've conditioned my body for this, and I'm actually really, really ready. So I look forward to talking to you soon. May 13th, TrayceMadreRAW is coming to you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.